So last time we talked about the G chromatic to the C. So now this week, well, let's talk about the C to the F, okay? So basically the same idea, right? We're going C, but we're going to use the C with the thumb, of course, on the C bass, the fifth string, okay? And then the bottom string, or the third finger, is going to be playing all the notes now on the bottom string. So we're going to go with an E, F, F sharp, G on the bottom, and we're going to go with a C, D, E flat, E on the bass. So we're going to get this. Okay, now make sure when you do the C, you want the E. So we got C and the E, okay? Then we go to D on the fourth string with the first finger, again, playing the F, okay? So D and F. And then, again, we're gonna go with the first finger coming back up to hit the E flat, right? That's the fourth string. Fourth string, first fret. And then the little pinky gonna play the F sharp down the bottom, or the G flat, same note, right? And then we just slide up. So it's similar to the G, very similar feeling, okay? But we're going like that. So now instead of going la 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 da da da, which is kind of cool, but now we can add those chromatics in, and we can do something like this. Do 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 So that gives you a little movement from the C to the F. And of course, last time we talked about the G to the C. So, oh, now we can go all the way up there, which is cool. So now we're going C. Let's talk about that, because that's kind of neat. So we go C, E, and you see how these things grow as you learn them. You just start doing lots of cool things on the guitar. That's why most people play the guitar don't really read music, newsflash, but because the guitar is such a creative medium with this neck that you just doodle around and you're making things up that sound cool. The ear is always the major test, right? If it sounds good, then hey, what is that? And you start to investigate. If it sounds horrible, then you probably go and you make a top 40 hit. So that's the way it works. So we go G, C, and then C. Now notice what I'm doing there. I'm going C with the E, right? C with the E, D with the F, the E flat and the G flat, and then the E and the G, but then we just slide up another half fret on the bottom string and 2 frets on the top string. So we go from the E to the G to the F and the A, which actually gives us a piece of the F chord, right? And then of course you could play an F major 7th there, because F can be played up there with some finagling, right? So now we go C up to the F, and then we can come back down to the C. So experiment with that, play around with it a little bit. Of course, you remember this group called the Beatles, which basically took this idea and drove it up here to come up with a pretty popular song, right? Whoops. But actually they didn't even use the chromatic. They skipped the chromatic, went right to this one. Right? And then they got the popular song that everyone knows. So that's the basis of what we're doing here, taking those pieces and doing other things with them. But now we've got, basically, to summarize, we've got a G, chromatically up to the C, and then back to the C, and then the G, to the C. And then you can do a little fancy C-chord there if you want, which is basically C with the little finger on the bottom two strings. That gives you that third, right? That's another way to play an E. And then that last note there is the six. So basically it's a six. Or if you add in the dominant seventh, you get into 13th, which is even cooler. So anyways, it goes something like that. But again, we don't want that bass, so you go, and you can do something cool like that. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you get something out of it. Remember, play, enjoy, experiment, and we'll be back again next time. Thanks for listening, and please subscribe if you would.